Monday the 5th of January marks 960 years since the death of Edward the Confessor, one of England's last Anglo-Saxon kings. I'll be doing a series at some point covering the reigns of all the kings and queens of England, so today I'll skip over Edward's reign and focus instead on his death, because it set off the chain of events that led to one of the biggest turning points in English history, the Battle of Hastings and the rise of William the Conqueror. Edward had been married to Edith of Wessex for 20 years, but they had no children. Historians still debate whether this was by choice or simply due to infertility. Either way, a king dying without an heir threw the succession into uncertainty, and nearly 1,000 years later, there's still no agreement on what Edward actually intended. The claim most people know is William of Normandy's. William, known then as William the Bastard, was a cousin once removed of Edward's. Later Norman sources say Edward promised him the throne. Some stories say that William visited Edward during the Godwin's exile in the 1050s. Others say Edward even sent the Archbishop of Canterbury to Normandy to declare William as his heir. But these accounts were written long after the events, so we can't be sure how true they are. The second major claim is of Harold Godwinson, Earl of Wessex. According to the Anglo-Saxon sources, Edward promised Harold the throne on his deathbed. Harold was already the most powerful man in England, and the day after Edward died, the Witan, the Council of Nobles, elected Harold as king. The Normans strongly disputed this. On the Bayeux Tapestry, Harold is shown swearing an oath on sacred relics to support William's claim, which would make Harold an oathbreaker and give William a just cause to invade. Whether that oath ever happened is still unknown. And then there's the least known claimant, Edgar Atheling. Edgar actually had the strongest bloodline claim. His great-grandfather was Edward's father, Athelred the Unready, but Edgar was young, inexperienced, and lacked military support. After Harold was killed at the Battle of Hastings, the Witan briefly chose Edgar as king, but with no real power behind him, his claim collapsed. By December 1066, Edgar submitted to William along with many other English nobles. So, out of William, Harold and Edgar, who do you think had the strongest claim to the English throne, and whose side would you have taken?